everyone, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, I'm Tanya, your salary woman, sharing what it's really like to work an office job in Japan. 4 years ago, I packed my bags, moved to Japan, and somehow landed a job here without a STEM degree. Today I'm pulling back the curtain to show you exactly what I do for work, how I got here, and what it's like to be in a Japanese office job without a tech or engineering background. So if you're curious, keep watching. In high school, I didn't really think much about my future job, so while some students were getting computer science and finance degrees, I just wanted to enjoy my studies and travel abroad. Thinking that the Japanese language sounded fun, I majored in it. Looking back, maybe not the most practical decision, but it gave me a serious edge when I came to Japan. Fast forward, I have both a bachelor's and a master's in Japanese language and literature. And many people think you need a STEM background to get a stable job. In Japan, there are tons of opportunities in fields like marketing, consulting, education, and communications. Places where soft skills and creative thinking are your best friends. I remember telling my parents that I wanted to study Japanese, and their reaction was like, well, that's cool, but what are you gonna do with that? I had no idea either, and my father was actually quite unhappy with my choice. But looking back, taking that risk helped me to create a career I actually enjoy now. Originally, I came to Japan as a MEC scholarship student, planning to go for a PhD. This scholarship covers tuition and living expenses, so it was a fantastic opportunity, but midway through I just realized academia was not for me, and thanks to Japan's Jinsotsu system, where fresh grads are hired with zero experience, I landed my first job in digital marketing at a big Japanese company. Spoiler alert, it was not a great fit. The company was super traditional and their work culture was not for me. So I took a leap, applied to just one company I really liked, and I got in. So what do I actually do now? I work in communications and PR at a Japanese biotechnology startup, which focuses on microorganisms such as fungi or algae related research and development. My official job title is communication designer, but involves more communication than actual design. A lot of people assume my job is about communicating with clients, but in reality it is more of a back office role, at least in my case. Another aspect is that because it's a startup, I have to wear many hats, handling everything from social media management to even onboarding new employees. Many of my colleagues have actual STEM degrees, some with PhDs, so yeah, I do feel a bit of my depth sometimes. But I've learned a great deal about the technology my company is working on, and though I don't have a STEM degree, I found ways to fulfill this role by using my language skills in both English and Japanese. So what does a typical day look like? A lot of my time is spent writing and proofreading materials like media releases, news updates for the website, social media content. For example, if a company releases a new product or starts a new collaboration, my job is to cover it and air information online. I mostly do the English side of it, so my work includes a lot of translation as well. Another big part of my job is managing events and collaborations, which is honestly one of the most fun parts. This involves a lot of emails, meetings, negotiations, making sure everything stays on track and runs smoothly, and in the end I get to attend events, which is so much fun. I also handle small design tweaks on our website to improve the user experience, and more recently I've been diving into PR, meeting with journalists, securing media coverage. Just recently I managed to arrange a major media feature for our company's press release, and it was such a rewarding experience. Even though I primarily work remotely on my laptop, I sometimes go to the office and attend external events. Occasionally I also travel for business trips. It's a good balance between sedentary and active work styles, and in my previous videos you can see I spend about 5 hours commuting when I go to the office. This is completely true, but only because I chose to live so far for personal reasons, and my company is cool with that. Alright, language is important. About 80% of my work is done in Japanese. This includes speaking in meetings, reading materials, writing emails, and communicating with external parties. all at a high level of Japanese proficiency. This requires understanding complex kanji, intricate sentence structures, and native speech. And let me tell you, it's not easy. Despite having a degree in Japanese and N1 level in the Japanese language proficiency test, I still struggle sometimes, and it took me a while to start writing emails fluently. The rest of my tasks involve English, mainly for international media and external business communication. In my experience, to secure a job in Japan, you either need strong Japanese skills or expertise in a technical field, and ideally both. I consider myself lucky because I'm not a native speaker of either Japanese or English, and yet I've managed to build a career using both languages. It still feels surreal sometimes. So what is it like working at a biotech startup in Japan? Let's just say it's a refreshing change from traditional Japanese companies. No suit and tie dress code, and I can wear bright colored nails and change my hair, something that wouldn't fly in many traditional Japanese companies. The same goes for office attendance and work hours. My job is task-based, so I have a flexible schedule. Some days I work less, some days more, but the goal is always to complete my assigned tasks on time. Back in my first job, I had a strict 9 to 5 with no remote work, and it didn't work for me. If you're aiming for a big Japanese company, keep in mind that the work culture will likely be more rigid. But here's the thing, Japanese work culture still creeps in a little, and it's hard to separate your private life from your work life. Work-life balance is not always there. Overtime is pretty standard, and even on weekends you'll catch me checking emails. But I'll be fair, my company doesn't require me to do that. I think in Japan I just became a workaholic. But most of the days I really enjoy the work I do, so I don't mind. If you want to land a similar job in Japan, you might find these tips helpful. First, master Japanese, ideally N2 or N1 level. If you're not a STEM major, language skills are your best bet, and seriously grind those kanji. Second, network like crazy. Small companies don't always post jobs online. I found my current job through friends of friends, so connections matter. Skip English teaching if possible. It's a very common path to start with English teaching, but it's harder to transition to non-teaching office jobs later. If you can, go for a role with transferable skills from the start. And the last one, show your passion. I didn't randomly apply for this job. I genuinely love biology and I wanted to work in this field, so passion goes a long way. If you're considering working in Japan or just curious about office jobs here, I hope this video gave you some insight. If you have any questions about job hunting, work culture, or anything else, leave a comment below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you don't miss my next video. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.